Welcome back. We've got Chigozie Ubani, a security analyst, here with us in the studio. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Well, it turns out that this increasing attacks of terrorists, Boko Haram, military also engaging them, and many will, when they seem to connect the dots, there will always be questions. We've seen videos, comments saying there will be more attacks. People say, look, they dismiss that with a wave of hand. What do you think is going on?
Yeah, it shows that the conspiracy is at the highest level. It shows that the collaboration is very complex. It also shows that we have not built a nation state. It should baffle every right-thinking person that this insurgency have lasted this long, with this level of intensity. The worst being the kidnap and successful taking to ransom of close to 300 girls, and the piecemeal release, and we are giving rounds of applause from time to time over this.
You said conspiracy. What do you mean by conspiracy?
Oh, sure. For this to have succeeded, I have maintained this opinion. There are people who feel that the Chibok incident was a sham, was a game and all that. But I feel it's a conspiracy because for this to have succeeded, I know what it is to walk into a school, take nearly 300 people, keep them all this while. Well, they may have been better fed with their parents, but they have been well fed and kept. Coming out in Abada, Nigerian print, well sewn to fit, and I ask, what facility? How long did it take to prepare this facility? Who owns this facility that has kept these girls intact all these months and years? And you don't see that as conspiracy? I do. Some level of high caliber collaboration.
Wow.
Planning.
That's the second word you're using, collaboration.
Yes, there is. It takes a whole lot of collaboration.
Is it a government collaboration, or is it individual collaboration? What kind of collaboration?
If we have unraveled this, I think we would have brought a stop to it. My challenge here is that the federal government, with all the information gathering agencies and apparatchik at its disposal and command, is unable to come out and tell us. I have a feeling that they know what we don't do, of course, what we don't know, and that is very obvious. They are not telling us exactly what we should know. Government knows much more.
What are those things that you think they should tell us that we don't know?
Well, for security reasons, they may refuse to give us details because the negotiations and the battle against insurgency, it's ongoing. But I know that someday we will get to know the number of people, the caliber of human beings, both state and non-state actors who collaborated with this. There is no way you can pick up nearly 300 girls, keep them, feed them, use them to negotiate. That means the level of planning was even ahead of the level of planning of the state. A group of people who know they are going to war. They know when to take hostages, knowing that at some point they will start negotiations. They are not ordinary, they are not cheap.
You also think they collaborated with the West because they said they had intelligence of where the girls were at the time, but Nigeria didn't seem to do enough to get them out.
The West, being so advanced, have what it takes to find out certain things at certain times. And we are aware that they approached the Nigerian government at some time to say we can assist. But for some reasons, we didn't want to collaborate with them, for some reasons. So, not necessarily that they collaborated with the West, but at some point the West found out that this is where to go. But when I talk about conspiracy, I am talking about within people who had interests, who still have interests, must have given some level of collaboration, some level of assistance for this to get this far.
So you
Ordinary
believe there are
people
in this
ordinary
country
criminals,
or in government,
ordinary
perhaps?
criminals cannot have this succeed this long.
No, this
It
is so
not
wide.
possible.
No, this is so wide.
It is not possible.
Let's just apply a little caution. This is just too wide for you to assume that there is some conspiracy going on. How can you identify where it is coming from?
No, it is the government that should identify where it's coming from. But great thinkers, deep thinkers of this sector can attest that there is high level of conspiracy for this to succeed this far. There are no two ways about it. And by the time the details will start unraveling, I am sure, God help us, some of us will still be alive to come back and confirm this.
Are you trying to use the word infiltration rather than collaboration? Because I do know that the previous government, they said they had infiltrated the rank and file.
That they had been infiltrated. Of course, government had been infiltrated. Yeah, you see, when I say conspiracy, if you know what it is, it's about people, for some reasons, meeting and agreeing to take certain decisions that will impugn. And this has set us back greatly. Government was infiltrated, but government also has and even had the capacity to infiltrate Boko Haram. And I am sure they have done this to record the level of successes they have, because of course you can give them that they have succeeded to a point. So they must have done so, and there is no way they won't. But government allowing itself to be infiltrated at that point, to the point that this hostage-taking succeeded, it's something that we should not take lightly.
Now we're looking at the developments with the release of the girls, and also the exchange of the prisoners with the girls that the government was. We hear over the weekend, for instance, that 2 million euros was used to secure the girls' release. We have about 106 more. What would you say should be the next step of action for the government?
Yes, that has happened over and over, even with the greatest superpowers. Negotiations, exchange of money for ransom has always been. Some governments will pretend that they never. Some will talk tough in the public and still go back behind to buy back the people. But you see, at every point this happens, it shows some level of weakness. It shows bargaining at a point of weakness. It shows that we didn't take preemptive steps in the course of the war, and that challenges us now to begin to take certain actions. The universities, as we have seen, the University of Maiduguri becoming very vulnerable. Let us not forget that Boko Haram is about a group of people who feel that Western education or non-Islamic education is a sin. So the university, wherever they are cited, should begin to brace up for the challenges ahead, because having dislodged them from taking territories, having taken back certain territories of Nigeria that they had under their control, obviously, from my assessment, they will go back to their mission, which was to ensure that people don't freely acquire Western education, because that was what